For 2023, boxing is well on its way to another successful year in the sport. We are just in February and have already seen some tremendous bouts, both in women's and men's boxing. And this coming Saturday, February 14th, will be no different, as Leigh Wood takes on Mauricio Lara for his WBA Featherweight title. This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, or is at least expected to be. Let's talk about Leigh Wood and Mauricio Lara. Championship boxing is where it is in 2023. We are seeing some outstanding fights, and it is just the second month into the year. And I expect nothing different this coming Saturday when Leigh Wood takes on Mauricio Lara, putting his WBA Featherweight title on the line. Now, the interesting thing about this fight is both men are coming off of knockout victories in their last fights against prominent fighters. And this is the type of fight that will set forth in motion a collision course of the unexpected theater in boxing. What do I mean by that? Well, take for example Wood's last fight against Michael Conlan. It was an interesting series of events that made that fight a classic for 2022. It saw Wood get dropped early and hurt badly in that fight. He was down in the first round and looked the worse for wear, like he wasn't going to come back. But he weathered the storm. The bell rang. He survived the round. And then the fight became a battle of wills. Because as the fight wore on, you could see Wood gaining more confidence, and Conlan was starting to slow down. Now, Conlan, who was never known as a real puncher, having Wood down as early as he did in the first round made for high drama. But Wood comes on and puts him down in the 11th. and put him out of the ring for a stoppage in the 12th, securing his title. However, before that, he had taken on Kanju, where he won that title, the WBA Featherweight title, and he stopped Kanju with a big right hand again in the 12th round. So Wood is versed in doing things late in a fight, but that's where things differ a bit with Lara. Lara, on the other hand, has shown power early in fights. His last fight saw him take on Jose San Martin, and he stopped him in the 3rd round of that fight. And prior to that, Emilio Sanchez also was stopped in the 3rd round. Prior to that, Josh Warrington, who was KO'd by Lara in 2021 in the 9th round. So he carries his power late as well. These two gentlemen are going to put on a fight that will be pleasing to boxing fans. You just have to tune in. And when you see these two combatants in the ring, know that Wood, who is coming in with his championship record of 26-2 with 16 KOs, is going to look to be dominant against Lara. But you cannot count out Lara. He who is heavy-handed, okay? And his record of 25-2 with 1 draw sees him as the type of opponent that will be there till the end. And he will take risks. Lara is the type of fighter that gambles. And sometimes a little bit of a gamble is all you need in a championship fight. And knowing that early on, Wood may be vulnerable, that might be Lara's chance. And Lara can punch with both hands. They're both orthodox fighters. They're both around 5'7" or so, 5'7.5". So they're of equal stature. But what may not be equal, and this will play out in the fight, will be what burns in the furnace of each man. Being a champion is definitely something that will assist Wood with his confidence. But with Lara, who had become champion after knocking out Warrington and losing in a technical decision on a cut in the 2nd fight, it leaves something off the table for him, but he knows that he is always just a punch away from winning a fight. How will this play out? I'm thinking that this is going to be, as I stated earlier, a knockdown, drag-out fight. And if you don't like the little guys, tune in for this one, because there is bound to be some excitement here. I don't know how people can go through the sport and just ignore the smaller weight classes, because that's where some of the most excitement is. The men are smaller in physical stature, but sometimes when they possess the power like these two men do, it leaves a lot of excitement to see small guys banging one another around like this. And that's what people like to see, knockouts. And I think that this is going to be a knockout fight. The fight will be broadcast on DAZN. And I'll tell you this, if it turns out to be what I think it's going to be, there's a very good chance that there'll be a rematch, even if Wood is the victor, because sometimes the rivalry that is stoking between UK and Mexico seems to play a role in how people are going to move going forward. If it's a close, narrow victory, or a close decision, Wood is not going to be happy with that. He'll want to run it back. So will Lara. But I'll tell you this, if Lara wins by KO, that might be it for Wood. And the reason that I say that is Wood is 34 years of age and Lara is 10 years his junior at the age of 24. So there is something here to pay attention to. Will the younger, more fierce, brawling type Mauricio Lara go all out and wear the more technical Lee Wood down, or will Lee allow himself to get carried away because he's fighting in Nottingham, the UK? It's interesting. And I'm telling you, the rivalry between the UK and Mexico, especially at these lighter weight classes, are proving to be quite entertaining, and you just don't know what you're going to get. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know who you think in the comment section is going to come out on top in this fight. I'm a little bit excited for this one. I really like the two guys because they show the moxie. They get knocked down, they get up, they keep on fighting. I love that. And this is just what we need. A shot in the arm for the sport of boxing. And this is only February, people. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.